Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with another Project Life page for you. I've been doing a lot of Project Life pages, as you probably have noticed, and I am still doing 12 by 12 and Traveler's Notebook layouts as well. I just haven't been doing them quite here recently because I got on a Project Life kick, and then I was working with a kit that had a lot of Project Life cards in them, and that just happened to be the layouts that I needed to scrapbook. Now, if you guys remember, one of my big goals for this month one of my big crafty goals this month was to kind of get an inventory of what photos I have printed, what albums I have completed, what pages are missing in those albums, and what I need to work on. And I have completed that. I went through the whole inventory and figured it out yesterday, and I need to purchase 6 albums, which is actually a lot more than I thought I was going to need to purchase. And I actually probably have enough photos printed for about 40 layouts. So that's more than I thought I had printed. And I think it's more than I thought because I had photos kind of scattered around in different places in my craft room instead of one central location. So I went ahead and grabbed all those, put them in one central location, and now I'm pulling from those photos to scrapbook. So I have a lot of pages already printed, ready to complete, but I am going to go ahead and start printing photos for this particular month, which is January 2019, as well as previous months. So I have to go back all the way till 2017 to print photos. I haven't even completed my 2016 albums, but the photos are all printed for those. And I have printed, I think, up through May of 2017, with the odd month of like December done, and I think July done as well. But I have a few months, I probably have about 5 or 6 months missing. I guess it'd be like 5 months missing for 2017. So I need to get those printed. And then I also need to print 11 months for 2018. I only printed January of 2018. So I have quite a bit of printing to do. It's more so the printing is not the problem. It's the like planning what I want to scrapbook. So that's a big focus for me for the rest of this month, is at least getting 1 month printed from before and keeping up with printing for this month. So eventually I will catch up. So this is just one of those layouts. So what I've done so far is figured out what papers I want to include in the 3x4 pockets. And I ended up only using one card that was already, cut as a card, and then the rest of them were pattern papers that I trimmed down. One of them was a cut apart sheet, one of them was a Traveler's Notebook piece of paper, the red one was a Traveler's Notebook sized paper, and then the blue one was a 12 by 12 pattern paper from a collection kit. So I have quite a variety of supplies here, all from different manufacturers, but as you can see, they come together very nicely. These photos are still of our camping trip that we took to Florida. It was the first camping trip Kaylin had ever been on. It was also the first camping trip that we had taken my mom's new camper out on. And so it was just kind of a fun trip, just the 4 of us, but we did go with some family friends. And so these photos are more about the, like spending time with the friends. Their campsite was right across, the little driveway from ours. So we did a lot of stuff together. We, of course, would sleep in our own campers, but then we would eat together. We'd go to the beach together. They'd ride bikes together. You can see the kids here in that middle left photo. It's kind of hard to see from the video, but all 4 kids are sitting, Kaylin and then the 3 kids from our family friends that were there were sitting on the picnic table after we had been at the beach and after they had been riding their bikes and after they had been playing in the dirt. This was after they had showered, I believe, and they're all sitting there with their iPads, sitting on the picnic bench, sitting there while we were making dinner. So we tried to keep the electronics away, but at certain points, sometimes we just needed a break from the busyness and just let them kind of chill for a second. And then we also have photos. The photos from the top right and the bottom right are actually from when we went out to a fish camp or a fish place to eat fish for dinner, and that's just pictures of the top one's the whole group, and then the bottom one is of Kaylin and the 2 other kids that were right at his age. There was a 4th boy, but he was younger, but still they all hung out and had so much fun together. So this layout is extremely photo heavy. Of the 8 pockets, 7 of them are filled with photos, and I'm using the one 3x4 pocket that is open for a journaling card, and it's just a pattern paper and I had added some journaling lines to it, and that journaling line piece is actually torn from a notebook, and I just trimmed it down to fit on top of there. using a lot of little embellishments because I have so many photos with not a ton of white space in them or open space in them. So I'm doing a lot of like washi tape with labels and then little arrows as well. So the top one says family time on that yellow sticker. I'm using a lot of the Reset Girl elements that I had included in my kit here, and I just like the little whimsical touch that it adds, but it's also not like super bright. It's just enough, and the colors are actually a little bit muted, so I think it's a nice refreshing thing to add to some of these photos, because the photos are very bright and colorful and very just a lot going on with all the nature in the background, as well as the restaurant and just everything that you see going on in the background. I like having the kind of clean, crisp, whimsical little bits added from the Reset Girl sticker sheet that I'm using here. Now I am going to use a lot of that. You're going to see right here it's still got all three parts of the trifold. And by the way, I'm drinking my coffee in my new Starbucks mug, as you can see on the top. I've been doing a lot of scrapbooking here in the mornings, and so I've been kind of sitting there with my coffee at my desk. Now that I have the little bench or the little stool that fits on my desk, it just is perfect because I can sit there and relax. Now I've gone through and I have trimmed out some of these little tile alphas. They are kind of wide. So what I've done is just trimmed off both sides just to make them a little bit taller and skinnier, so that I can have a little bit of a longer title down here without, going all the way across the photo. And it just says New Friends. It's kind of a grayish background with a navy color for the letters, but I think it's kind of a nice color combination to include on this layout. There are a lot of colors going on here. I don't necessarily have a color scheme, just kind of going with what I think looks good. But going back to this trifold sticker sheet here, so as you can see, all three sides of the trifold are still there, but I'm actually currently, when I'm scrapbooking, almost done with the entire sticker sheet. I've already pulled off two parts of the trifold, and I just have one part left, and I am almost complete with that sticker sheet. I am super excited, but also kind of sad at the same time, because I've really enjoyed adding those little bits to the pages. Now, I don't own a silhouette. I need to purchase one. I tried to purchase one before and it just went so bad. I purchased it and then they were sold out. They had an empty box and blah, blah, blah. So I just haven't gotten around to actually purchasing one. But I want to, and I think one of the first things I'm going to do is kind of make a similar sticker sheet like this for myself to use, because I love it. Just like mass produce stars and hearts and arrows. I think that would be perfect. Of course, I have no idea how to use Silhouette software, so it will probably be quite an undertaking, but I think it would be fun. I need to actually check and see if she is selling that print in her shop. That way I can, print and cut it myself, but I'm not sure if she is or not. I would love to get that though, if she is. I also haven't checked her shop in a while. She may even still sell these sticker sheets. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure she's only doing digital files now, but I do need to just check and look, because that was one of my favorite things from her shop was these stickers. I absolutely love them. So I've got a whole bunch of different supplies still left in this kit, and one of them is this chipboard sheet here to the left, and I just can't seem to make it work. It's got kind of a different tone to the colors. It's more of a vintagey kind of, it kind of makes me think of like 70s with that like 70s orange. That's what I call that orange, is like 70s orange. But I can't seem to really make it work. So I just keep it sitting there to see if there's something I can pull from. And if I can't, then I just stick it back in my stash and I use it a different time. But I am just using what I can and what seems to coordinate really, really well with this particular page. That is one thing I love about stash kits, is that you can get supplies from all different kinds of styles, manufacturers, themes, and kind of make it work together. Obviously, there's a lot in this kit that I did not use and will not use and just didn't work on the layouts that I did. But all of that is still going back in my stash, and I will use it at some other point. It may not necessarily make it right here, but it will eventually make it onto a page. But that is what is so great about having a stash kit. I'm curious to know, do you guys like to use stash kits more, or do you like to use pre-made kits? I like both, and I go back and forth between the two, as you see. At a certain point, I feel like I'm overloaded with supplies, so I kind of back off purchasing pre-made kits and kind of use a lot of stash kits. And then I also kind of flip the other direction where all I want is new product. And then I end up buying a lot of pre-made kits. It just really kind of depends on where I am at that moment. Right now, I seem to be on a stash kit kick. That's hard to say. Stash kit kick. Because I really enjoy making my own stash kits. One of the things I really like to do is just go through my supplies and organize it. And that's probably a weird quirk that I have, but I have a feeling that a lot of us have that same little quirk where we like to just go through our supplies and look at them and maybe not necessarily use them or scrapbook with them at that exact moment, but we like to kind of sift through the supplies that we have and look through what we have. I just think all the paper and all the embellishments are so pretty, and I like to look at them and organize them and move them around and reorganize them and shift them around again, and then maybe reorganize them a third or fourth time. That's just the way I work. So making stash kits gives me that ability to do that, just to kind of go through what I have and see what coordinates. So again, that's why I like to make stash kits so much. But let me know. I am very interested to see what you guys are much interested in. Do you like stash kits better, or are you like me where you do both, or do you prefer somebody else just make it for you? Just really kind of depends. I think if I was limited on space, I probably would just do pre-made kits and not really build up a stash, but I do have space for it, so I like to shop, though I have really been restricting myself here recently. I haven't really done any shopping since probably November for scrapbook supplies. I even went into Tuesday morning today and didn't buy a single thing. Nothing really jumped out to me. There wasn't a whole lot of new stuff anyways, but nothing even really jumped out at me. I felt like the things that I saw were things that I already had similar products to, so I didn't need them. So I want to tell you that sticker to the top left with the tent says camping, not for the week. And I thought that was perfect because it's a picture of my mom sitting at the picnic table there on the campsite, and it's just so funny because my mom is truly an outdoorsman. She loves being outside. She loves doing things outside. She loves working on things outside. She is just a one with nature. I didn't quite get that from her. My dad was the same way. He was exactly the same way. Both of them, you could find them outside at any point in time of the day. Me, I was more of your like, ew, I don't want to get dirty, or oh, it's so hot and sweaty. I just was not. I didn't get that from them. They definitely have that, but I really do enjoy camping. I do like the luxury of air conditioning, but I'm not opposed to using an outside shower or anything like that. That picture of us shopping that I'm working on right now is actually of us at the store buying things to build an outdoor shower, and we did build an outdoor shower. Unfortunately, I didn't really get a picture of it for this camping trip. I need to on the next one we go to, but we built our own outdoor shower, and it was absolutely perfect, especially because we were at the beach. You know, when you come back from the beach, you're all sandy. You don't want to track that into a camper and then have to worry about sweeping it out all the time. It's just not that much fun to do that. So we built an outdoor shower, and luckily, so luckily, it was warm enough the entire time that taking an outdoor shower was extremely feasible. And of course, there's tarps and everything up, so it's totally covered. You don't have to worry about, people seeing or anything like that. Now, the camping trip that we did in 2017, these pictures are from 2016, but 2017, that was a little bit of a different story. It was quite cold and it was super windy, but I still was determined to use that outdoor shower, so I used it the entire time. But anyways, that is it for this layout. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's just a little bit of embellishments kind of scattered around, and it gets another page documented, which I really enjoy. I hope you guys liked it, and I will be back soon with something more. All right, bye.